Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Crimson Thunder here. Welcome to part 7 of Roguetech, Stormbringing Destroyers. Last time we ended up going into a couple of our missions, including battle, which is against a single lance, which surprisingly ended up going much better than anticipated. And what I still want to do right now is try to go into some stores. Possibly want to try to get some more salvage in order to create some more mechs for the storage, because the ones that we have right now eventually we're gonna need to upgrade it with better versions of it. I mean, the Enforcer definitely is an exception because that's a absolutely awesome mech with the Gauss rifle. I mean, despite the fact that it's going to have a lot of recoil if you keep firing it long, but if you upgrade the gunnery skill, it'll have no problem. This Vindicator still isn't exactly the world's best one, but it ain't the worst either. The Venom, it's a great scout mech. Just be careful not to get too close to a bunch of really big ones, and if you can try to get it. But the one we really want to try to replace as soon as possible is this Hunchback, because I'm not a fan of a lot of the lasers that are on there, unless you improve some of it. It's only got a max power of maybe if you count in the missiles, this actually comes up to about 188, possibly at the absolute best. And that's if every single missile and every single laser hits. It's not a huge fan of the small laser. It's light, but they generally don't do much damage. So we're gonna try to find some more stuff. And we gotta go find some more contracts in order to do this. This is a little bit risky to take right now. But what we'll first do is we will actually go to the star map and actually go to another system. We have Warpath's Marauders over at New Avalon. I'm wondering if that is another YouTuber out there that possibly could be one that I also look at quite a bit. No, it's not the same one. It's not the same one that I'm looking for, but it's possibly different. New Avalon is the capital of the Federated Suns. Let's actually go to this planet right here. It's got a Comstock presence, got manufacturing, which means there's a lot of good stuff here. And since it's an ice world, we should expect a lot of cold climates, which is going to be really good for our mech's heat sinks. In a daily briefing, Sumai brings up an open hall from a nearby ship. They say their crew has contracted a virulent case of the periphery pox, but the local government is preventing them to land to receive medical care. Yeah, we could sell them some of our medical supplies, but it'll limit us in the med bay for a bit. But given the situation, I expect them to pay up. Dr. Murrah bristles at the suggestion. Spaceships should stick together, Commander. Besides, the local authorities might appreciate our generosity. Since we don't... I will, you can actually gain reputation from the Federated Suns for doing something like this. And so we don't really need a ton of money right now, so if we do this, we'll gain reputation, but we will suffer a medical penalty for a little while. Only for 14 days. Morale is also increased by 1 as well, and as well as getting 1 reputation with the Federated Suns, which is good. Dr. Moran. We're only 1 bag bug away from the same situation ourselves. Make arrangements for a transfer of supplies. Over the next several days, word trickles throughout your ship about your decision, and a large contingent of lifelong spacers and the crew expressing their support. Summer also passed along the message that thanked them from the planet's surface for resolving the situation favorably. So this increases, this also helps our pay the bill, but it actually does increase our reputation with the Federated Suns. If we manage to, yeah, and that medical penalty didn't really means nothing. Alright. Ventilation trouble. In the daily briefing, Darius brings up the barracks climate control system. Apparently, it's been stated that cycling randomly between tolerable and inside the mech cockpit in a desert. Dr. Mancha shrugged. I can replace the fan controls again. It may not be the money. It might not be money well spent, but if something else goes on in the unimproved power conduits, but the Argus is very old and very complicated. Tracking it down has been difficult. Might as well just replace the fan controllers. We could spare it. Dr. Marad nods. Of course, one less thing to worry about right now. Replacing the fan controllers resolves the temperature issue. At least in short term, Dr. Marad he prioritizes tracking down the problem's root cause. Whatever is happening is in the power system. It isn't causing issues. It isn't currently causing issues, and there are other problems to solve. So at least we don't get a reputation penalty for that. No, a morale penalty.
Waypoint reached, Commander.
Alright, now we're in Paulding for the Federation Suns. Okay, now that that's stabilized. Ooh, we got something interesting going here. You could take the bait. Clarence, which is a heavy mech. These types of ones only involve 1 mech. And with with a little bit of some reinforcements. And since we're in a polar region, it's going to increase our heat sinks abilities by 20%. So it's going to be good for some of our jump jets and our lasers. So if you have something that's not that well suited for hot environments, this will be a good time to go. Like later on, if you get like Black Knights and such. And it looks like there's a lot of stuff we can possibly do here too. We'll take the salvage and want to see if we can.
Good to go. Commander?
The Decker.
Ready for orders.
Will increase his ability to shoot better.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Good to go.
I want to give her this tactic, so now her minimum range is now decreased by 45 meters.
Training complete.
Yes, Commander.
And we want, and here if we do give him a little bit more piloting skill, it will make him, it'll take 5% less stability damage, give him an additional +1 unsteady threshold, and get the additional 10% to his base melee hit percentage.
Mech warrior training complete.
Receiving you.
Okay, so here I'm gonna make her a defender.
Training confirmed, Commander.
How can I help?
I don't seem to have a bit of a problem with that. Don't have seen too much of a problem with heat generation, but if I hit 2 into tactics, it will decrease my minimum range by 45%.
Training complete.
Commander? What can I do for you? Waiting for orders. I'm your spaniel.
So let's go with that. Now let's take the bait. Two gunners and two pilots enter a bar. Yeah, pirate weapons. If you lack a proper mech with a rundown paint job, scars, eye patches, and parrots, you can still try those trickery treats. Now I know if you once we do actually take out this enemy heavy mech, we are going to have enemy reinforcements. So depending on how, so we might end up taking an out. So we might actually end up taking out a total of 5 mechs.
Command interface initiated.
We're in the area where the hostile mech was sighted. Move up and try to flush it out and see what kind of sort of trap this is. Stay alert.
Commander? On my way. Double time.
Wait a second. There's like 4 enemies over here.
Heads up, Commander. You've got hostile contacts inbound.
It's just a wasp. This is the mech right. This is the thing right here. Those look like some short-range missiles.
Got your back. Roger. Full throttle. Damn you for making
And 1 shot, 1 kill.
battle mech down.
Yeah, this is not a heavy mech. So apparently our intel was wrong.
Waiting for orders.
So let's sprint out.
Talk to me. Good to go. On the move. Full speed.
We got ourselves a Pegasus, which has 2 SRM-6s and a medium laser.
Got it, Commander.
Which can be difficult to kill. We got another wasp.
How can I help? You brought this on yourself.
And we shredded it pretty good. And we'll jump out. And we'll jump to the left out of sight.
Heads up. We've got company.
Not sure what the hell that was.
I hear ya. Yes, Commander.
Looks like the right side of it's been beat up pretty good.
Heading out.
So we'll actually alpha strike this. Which we destroy the Pegasus.
Reporting. One less vehicle.
Ooh, that actually hurt.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Alright. That definitely did some serious damage. There's a... This is actually a very dangerous mech, light mech. And we have a Saladin with an AC-20.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, let's get him out of there. And if we jump all the way over here, he won't be able to do much. But we do gotta kill this wasp if we're going to prevent the any more damage.
Commander.
Let's get a jump. Oh, this javelin's asking for trouble.
Major armor loss.
Definitely asking for trouble. That one missed too. So first thing we're gonna do is we're going to run our hunchback back into behind cover. We'll take some pop shots at this wasp. Luckily, it did cause some damage. Ouch!
Damage minimal. Talk to me.
Not sure how exactly you could say that, but okay. We will fire the ER laser. And now it cannot,
Punched right through his armor. I hear ya.
and now it pretty much can't do much. We'll turn off the tag, and we will fire at this. And down it goes.
And stay down.
Now they've lost sight.
Barely hit, Commander. Good to go.
Well, if I reserve, they're just gonna keep taking some pop shots at this. What I think might be best if I jump backwards. So we have a commando, which is equipped with an AC-2.
That was sloppy, lad. I've got your back.
All right, let's shoot. Let's shoot at this commando. It's got a really good hit chance of hitting.
Target.
Almost completely wrecked it. And we'll just jump around to the side.
Jump jet.
Got a cicada. Just barely something to worry about.
Good to go.
Now if I could just get a line of now if I could just get up there and get a line of sight on this thing.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Ooh, that actually hit.
And there's more where that came from.
Yes, Commander.
Now let's move him along the forest.
Position confirmed.
And continue raiding on the cicada. That hit the fusion core.
Scored a critical hit. What's up, boss?
We'll wait with him for now. Okay, that was totally not necessary.
Practice.
I believe that javelin jumped.
Talk to me.
Take a turn off with a gauss rifle.
Target confirmed.
And we'll move and we'll jump right back.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Standing by. Receiving you.
Gonna sprint alongside here.
Copy that.
And actually try to kill this commando if we can.
See how you like this.
And that
Solid connection on that one.
so that destroyed the main AC2
What can I
weapon.
do for you?
Ready for orders. Confirmed.
We'll continue moving forward and we will rain down on the commando.
Waiting on you, Commander. Got it.
And that missed. That missed.
Standing by.
Let's go ahead and shoot the cicada now.
I copy. Target's taken a critical hit.
And we'll jump over here
Jump jet.
so we can just enough so we don't have to end up having to overheat.
I've got your back.
We'll wait for them to come to us.
Good to go. I hear ya.
Since these other mechs are coming off the side, I'll actually go ahead and
Affirmative.
move him over. And we'll hopefully kill this thing right here.
On target.
And the commando's down. So we have four more.
Arano.
So we have four more to go.
That's one less hostile on the field. I'm ready.
And luckily for us, we have a clear line of sight on the cicada, so we'll fire. And the machine gun ammo exploded, which kills the mech. 3 more to go.
Enemy battle mech down. Waiting for orders. Got it.
We're now going to run over here to get behind this. Get behind it. We'll turn off one laser pulse to cool down some.
Locked on. Rear armor.
Which actually killed the
Destroyed.
the Panther anyway. And now we have to deal with the Saladin, which is way out in the open.
Talk to me. I'm employing my jet.
We will now shoot,
Affirmative. Brave, I'll give you that much.
and that enemy is down. Turn off a few of those. Alright.
Waiting for orders. I leap. I soar.
Coming along the side here, we got a decent chance of hitting.
Roger that. Firing on target.
And we took out one of their.
Another hit
So
line
now they
back.
get so now their accuracy will not be as good. Eee, that actually did hurt.
Okay, that was. What's up, boss?
That was definitely bad. I will agree with that.
Roger that.
And we went through some geothermal. That's okay. We can still kill this thing. That hit the fusion core.
Scored a critical hit.
How can I help? Taking to the air. Confirmed.
And down it goes. This thing had an XL engine in it. Yeah, that was a waste.
Mission successful.
And we have successfully blown up 2 enemy lances. And which I thought were going to be just 1 heavy mech. Just be careful when it comes to stuff like that. The factor there compared to some other missions that we ended up doing was the fact, primarily for the fact that we have better pilots and with training. We have suffered some damage in this one, in this fight. I want these javelins pieces. We already have 2 endo steels, and these hands are easy to come by. And it actually gave us this TTS energy anyway. Alright, we will be back in a little bit. Looks like we now have a mech.
That mech is ready to fight, Commander.
The Javelin 11D. The Javelin is a dangerous mech for its tonnage, especially against other light mechs and some mediums. The Javelin 10F makes a decent light. Alright, so now we will go ahead and get this repair started. Now note that our cost actually increased because we now have a since we have this mech now in here. The only problem is that we don't have an XL engine upgrade here, but we do have a 180. But we don't exactly have a lot of this other stuff that we need right now. But this is a very good mech for its tonnage. What we'll probably do is we will take this, repair it.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
And once that Javelin is repaired, we'll just put it at the storage for now. Because this early in the game, it's actually a decent mech. The salvage here is just so bad that we'll go ahead and take the $500,000. And I put a turbine little mod in here. Hopefully this will speed up some things quite a bit. I'm actually gonna try to push it to probably, if it's gonna be like short battles, I'll try to go up to 3, maybe 3 per video if I can. I'll try to experiment with that. But if that starts becoming a problem, then I will go back to 2. Because this turbine basically, for what I understand, solves most of the problems. Which hopefully I just hope that they're absolutely aware that this thing is that there's a lot of usage that's not supposed to happen. But we'll do what we can. So I'll be right back.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, so here You've arrived in the region where the enemy was last detected. Move forward and clear them out. We shouldn't let any of them get away if we can help it.
I've got something.
We have 4 mechs. And they're all lights.
Let them make the first mistake.
I hear ya.
We'll actually have her come up, sprint up here.
Turbo.
Got a little bit of some heat, ventilation.
Got your back.
But we'll actually jump up here to cover.
Deploying my jet.
One's flanking around this side over here. Here's a Jenner, which does not have good weapons. Here's a fire starter, which did minimal damage. And here's another Jenner that probably does some decent damage.
What's up, boss?
Reserve.
Holding for the right opportunity.
So we have 2 fire starters here. Ooh, took a shot in the back. So he took a shot at me from the rear and failed horribly. Of course, you're gonna get a penalty for
Barely hit, Commander.
doing something like that, and now you're overheating. So that's just completely a wasted shot, generating a lot of heat. So now you're overheating too.
How can I help?
So now here, what the question now is, which one's the bigger threat? This one just has 2 bad lasers on it. This has 2 medium to smalls. This fire starter here has machine guns, flamers, and 2 medium lasers. And this Jenner here has some medium lasers, and that's 4 medium lasers and the SRM. It's probably this one.
Standing by.
But I'm not gonna dismiss that. But what now, let's
Got it.
we did quite a bit of damage here. So let's go ahead and jump. Time to go ahead and jump out of sight.
My mech is overheating.
So we'll overheat.
Got your back.
We'll overheat a little bit, but not by a lot.
Roger that.
And of course that misses.
God, I missed. I'm leaving.
What can I do for ya? You betcha.
That might not be the best place to shoot, but I'll take what I can.
Tell me what to shoot.
There we go. Now you're unsteady.
Orders.
Gotta be careful not to get too up close and personal here.
Engaging target.
Enemy fire starter is now gone.
Down.
You're going to... Okay, that was a total fail.
Commander,
You can just sit. You can just sit there for a second. Why are you doing that? You use your 2 jump jets and you fire some lasers and such.
talk to me.
And now you're just going to get shot in the ass.
Triggering an alpha strike.
And now that you hit the fusion,
That was
now that the fusion core is hit, it's going to it's going to generate even more heat.
orders.
Good to go.
Waiting for orders.
With him, I want to sprint. I want to sprint up here.
Moving fast.
Yeah, I'll just barely. I'll barely be able to do something with this.
Confirmed.
Of course, those all miss. And now he's unsteady.
Waiting for orders.
Good to go.
Now that he's unsteady, I can actually do something with him. Gonna only fire 3 though.
Putting one in the back. That hit something good.
Waiting on you, Commander. Coordinates received.
I'll do a multi-target. Actually, that was definitely not the best move there. I'll turn off these 2 weapons and I'll use the medium pulse to fire the Shanner.
Behind you. When I shoot you, you'll take it and like it.
Doing backwards.
Ready for orders.
And still don't understand how that's not the end of that.
Giving him everything I've got.
Kaboom! There he goes.
Kill. Got it.
Well, he's definitely generating quite a lot of heat. Surprised he hasn't exploded.
How can I help?
There we go, there goes that Jenner.
Battle mech down. I'm moving. Thy will be done.
What can I do for you? Moving out. This should be good.
Yeah, this will be good. Target acquired.
For orders.
Let's cool down by just firing missiles here. He's gonna overheat. He's gonna have it. He's gonna explode. And now that happened, he's got nobody to blame but himself for his stupidity.
I've got your back.
Okay, let's take this guy out.
And there's more where that came from.
Yes, Commander.
And firing all
Target
lasers.
confirmed.
Down he goes.
Ooh, that hit something good. Talk to me.
Yeah, some of my teammates are just amateurs. This is how you kill somebody.
Roger. That's one less.
Excellent work, Commander. Though I do wonder why. I do wonder what they were looking for.
Mission.
Honestly, I have no idea. Okay, so we get 468,000. A little bit of damage. There was really nothing worth salvaging here anyway. Alright, so more war activities. This will only take 3 days.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
Pay some bills. Alright, now that everyone's back to duty, we'll do one more. Looks like it's going to be planetary government versus planetary government. We got some good salvage opportunities here. So let's do this. Alright, be right back.
Command interface initiated.
They spawned us right near a turret. We're here to capture the local government research station. Let's get our forces in a position where we can better observe enemy movements, get eyes on the facility, eliminate opposition, and take control of the territory.
I got icicles growing in all the wrong places.
That did not sound good.
I'm here. On the way. Double time.
Looks like there's a reinforced shredder turret.
Locked on target.
Those are medium-range missiles. They're not capable of.
Damage, Commander.
They're not capable of doing
I've got your back.
doing shots from like indirectly.
Firing on the enemy.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Target destroyed.
Okay, let's get him to.
Engaging jump jet.
Let's get into a good area to support. I don't want to go that far. So we can get eyes on that. Alright, you should have a good view of the research facility now. Be careful of additional forces. Reports are they have additional units in the area that are rallying back at the base. Expect contact. Commander, word of warning. We have reports that this base may have gun emplacement for point defense. Turrets, boss. Just keep an eye out in case if they're online. The sniper turret has 2 Ultra AC-2s. Alright, there's some long-range missiles.
What can I do for you? I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Shoot the turret.
Special delivery.
Target acquired.
Yes, Commander. Waiting for my opening. Talk to me.
Alright, let's fire.
Copy that.
Turret destroyed.
Target destroyed.
Let's jump into cover again.
Yeah. Good to go.
Now I'm gonna move up. Actually, what we should do is we'll actually jump into this water over here. And do some shredding over here. And that blew up a turret.
Turret destroyed. Waiting on you, Commander.
And let's blow this thing up.
I will be done. Heading out. Full speed.
And let's go firing on some more of these enemies.
Ready for orders. Position confirmed.
We'll occupy the station and fully cool down. And they are down.
That turret is gone.
How can I help?
Good to go.
Let's actually get Glitch up this little hills over here so we can take advantage of, so we can start taking advantage of the
On my way.
terrain, because there's going to be more enemies that are going to be coming along.
Talk to me.
And you can just cool down.
Heads up, Commander. You've got hostile contacts inbound.
Standing by.
Alright, we are going to get you out of danger.
I've got your back.
Actually, we should actually
I'm leaving.
shift over here, so that's so we actually are closer to them.
Waiting for orders. Uh-huh. Orders?
And just like in a previous video, we could just have our Juggernaut
Understood.
do the main fighting over there. Let him come.
Roger that. Standing by.
We have a commando. And he's way out in the open, and he actually somehow sees me.
Confirmed.
And with that one hit, he's just completely useless
Take
now.
that as a lesson.
And I'll actually stay up here.
I'm receiving you. Moving to position.
And we'll just fire all the lasers at him.
I hear ya. Moving out.
And he's pretty much done for, but in order to get the most chance, we'll just fire off the LRMs. He's gone.
Should have run when you had the chance. What's up, boss?
We'll move the Venom over here.
Acknowledge.
Cool off for the next strike.
Holding for the right opportunity.
We'll just wait for them to come to us.
I live to serve.
Alright, let's make contact with here. It's another urban mech.
Target acquired.
Talk to me.
We have line of sight.
Here we go.
Ah, of course they both missed.
Waiting for orders.
We have a serious height advantage here. Ooh, definitely did some damage.
Bracing for impact.
Don't ever say that again, Decker.
I hear ya. Tell me what to do.
Not sure what that is, but it's definitely not the most friendly thing. Alright, we'll do the next largely. And missed.
I'm your spaniel.
Let's
Onward.
move back a little bit. Cool.
Taking the shot.
Shack shooter. There we go, now it's gonna take some heat damage.
Ooh, that hit something good. Receiving you. Roger. Venting heat and stabilizing.
Oh, this is interesting. This is actually one of those. This is actually infantry. But it's actually got a very but it's actually got something really dangerous.
I've got your back.
Alright, fire.
Goodbye.
There we go.
What a waste.
Got a little bit of damage there.
I laugh at your puny attack.
Let's get into the water here. Let's shoot the lasers.
Like that shot.
Oh, nice! That actually, apparently that one shot actually was all the damage I needed to do in order to kill the thing.
Waiting for orders.
And with that, let's now jump into this water from all the way across the map, and just try to kill this thing.
Waiting on you, Commander. Time to die.
Orders.
I will keep shooting. To actually move
Copy that.
so we can vent some heat. 'Cause he can't move far. That actually did quite a bit of damage.
Stop. You're just embarrassing yourself.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one.
Engaging target.
Now it's unsteady.
How can I help?
That gives us an opportunity to fire again. Ah,
I've got your back. Aye, aye.
there we go. That medium laser hit.
Was a critical hit, lad. Receiving you. I copy.
And knockdown.
I copy.
Now if we get up close here,
Talk to me.
if it tries to get away,
Go.
It's not going to be able to go far. Oop, the ammo exploded.
Gotcha! All out of LRMs, Commander.
And this went very, very well.
Mission successful.
When you and this is just another example of how trying to plant your way for enemy reinforcements went so well. We made our little adjustments as we necessarily needed to in order to quickly end them. As a result, only one of our mechs has actually taken damage. All the others have been completely undamaged. So it'll be a lot less expensive. This is actually infantry, as I was trying to explain earlier. These things move very slow, but they're very hard to hit. But if you destroy the engine, they will die. But they're always efficient on armor. It's basically what this is. It's just power suited armor. And we'll get 4 things. I'm not interested in this power armor. I'll take a hunchback. I'll definitely take this plasma rifle. Stealth. Which actually increases your evasion pips by 1. And I will take a commando. Because these AC-10s are actually very useful. Which we actually get anyway. Well, looks like the javelin did. No, the hunchback did take quite a bit of a beating there. So we'll actually go ahead and do something. In an unused corridor near the Gim pod, Darius shows you a strange chart written on the wall chart. Each glow switch lists a mech warrior call sign, and in the columns next to it, a percentage and a number in C-bells. As you compare the C-bill values and the relative experience of the mech warriors listed, you realize that the pervasive betting pool, the percentages must be presented in survival odds of each mech warrior. Just then, Behemoth rounds a corner and and stop short. A stick of chalk falls from her hand and snaps on the floor. I'm going to put an end to that. You give Darius a knowing look and turn to confront Behemoth. You think you're clever, but this is the kind of thing is only going to backfire in the end. As you lay into the mech warrior, Darius sets about scrubbing the wall until the chart just looks like a smeared chalk. Behemoth opens her mouth, but wisely shuts it immediately. It remains to be seen whether the loss of their betting pool will turn a morale around or make it worse. This will give our morale a boost of 1, and Behemoth gains the following tags for 14 days: low spirits, which is that her morale will be low. Which of course isn't the all it will do is it'll cost more resolve in order to do certain actions. Okay, so now with this javelin, we're going to store this mech, so it actually decreases our cost over there, but it actually comes up with a one whole mech. Now with this power armor that we ended up getting, this actually shows up as light armor. I am not going to keep that around since I don't like that. Let's check the store. Now this is a pretty good grasshopper. We have another Gauss rifle here. Oh, this is an armor-piercing Gauss rifle. Medium laser plus. It's a plasma cannon. Rotary AC. Rotary AC5. The one problem with this is that the recoil on this is really bad. This is a Clan XL engine, which takes up 4 reserve slots. Now, if I don't know how much it's gonna help.
Commander? Waiting for orders.
Now we have quite a lot of some gunnery skill here. Now if we go here, it'll increase her weapons base to hit, and most importantly, you'll get here's where we're talking about the -1 recoil penalty. So if something has a recoil of 1, this pretty much offsets that penalty. So we're actually going to invest training into this.
Mech warrior training complete.
Good to go.
And he's just starting to become really expensive.
Standing by.
And it's not worth it just for the... Oh. Actually, since he's piloting that hunchback, let's give him a let's give him a -1 indirect fire penalty.
Training complete.
So if he's going to do a little bit of fire support, it will actually help a little bit.
I'm receiving you.
No.
Orders.
Orders?
Samire, give me a sensor read.
Yes, Commander.
Picking anything up out there?
Negative, XO. Sensors clear.
Ready for orders.
Receiving you.
So this is a Ronin, which is usually one of the... Ronins are unique characters, and you can only hire them once. So he will resist pilot ejection, and this is actually not bad.
What's up, boss?
So he's got pretty good piloting ability here.
Yes, Commander.
And we'll hold off for that for now. Let's do one more. I might be pushing it, but I want to try to see how much I can actually do this before the performance actually becomes a problem. All right, so we're okay here. We're not gonna bother. Don't even think about doing this right now. Plus, the max salvage is terrible. Stubborn surrender. We're gonna leave her behind. Seems this is a good planet for doing a lot of the stuff. If the possibility exists of several things going wrong, the one that will go wrong is the one that will do the most damage. Yeah, it's taking a little bit longer to try to load up compared to most other stuff. If these are poorly maintained mechs, then they're not going to be they're not going to have full armored. A bigger or smaller core is better for your mech. Don't be afraid to experiment and see which one you need. If you have a heavy fire support, you don't need a big ass core. If you won't melee with them anyway. Like the higher the numbers on the core, basically the faster that they go. You don't want particular mechs to be too slow though, so Like there is a elite battle mech that's called the Strix, which is actually an elite metal battle mech version of a Shadowhawk, and it's designed for the most part just for doing a whole bunch of melee.
Command interface initiated.
Looks like we found our targets, Commander. Move forward and clear them out. Be careful. These mechs may be old and poorly maintained, but they could still kill you.
I heard there were aliens buried under the ice.
Aliens buried under the ice. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Jumping. Picked up a blip.
And there is a heavy mech here, so let's be careful.
How can I help?
I'm gonna jump in right in behind them. Ooh, we got a crab, which is a. This is basically a medium version of the king crab. This actually has some decent weapons. So let's actually get up over here and start firing on this thing. Of course that missed.
I'm your spaniel. I'm going.
Now with these LRMs, the indirect fire penalty has been decreased by 1 instead of the.
Taking the shot.
I mean, it'll be a little bit more of a better chance to hit, but with tactics, it will actually help a bit. Not sure what that was, but if I had to guess, it could be a grasshopper.
Yes, Commander.
Got another mech coming into the ice.
Talk to me.
Let's not get into sight just yet. But we will however fire. We actually have some,
Right through his arm.
and since we started with a Davion, and with some of the other stuff we have, we actually do have some light AC5s.
What's up, boss? Firing a full salvo.
Okay, there goes one of his weapons.
Think I hit something good.
We'll still be able to see this thing.
I hear ya.
So we'll just stay back here, we'll just keep picking him up.
Time to
Just hitting him.
I'm ready.
And we'll continue to move forward.
Roger that.
And
That hit something.
we hit a good weapon there. That was probably a grasshopper.
Receiving you. Waiting for my opening.
Alright, first we're gonna shoot this thing.
Roger that.
Of course, none of that really hit. We'll jump over here. Get out of the way. Let them move.
Ready for orders.
I think we might want to find out what that one is. Which is more power armor?
Locking in all weapon systems.
Power.
Critical hit, Commander.
What can I do for you?
I await your command.
Let's fire some of the stuff. And there he goes.
That's a kill.
Waiting for orders. Uh-huh.
Here comes the crab. Okay, here.
Commander.
Yep, that's definitely that's the grasshopper.
Affirmative.
Laser's been critically hit.
Target's taken a critical hit. Ready for orders.
If you could just get out of sight of this crab, we'll be fine. Alright, he's stressed.
I've got your back.
We'll start working on this grasshopper. And we'll
Deploying my jet.
go right here.
Waiting on you, Commander. On my way. No problem. I've got enough guns for everyone.
That now has a penalty for. And that destroyed the MML system. We're taking some damage to the leg. Not sure what this one is. Ooh, a quick draw. Ooh, the leg's pretty badly shot up. So I gotta be careful.
Standing by.
I do wanna try to kill this thing though. And there goes the engine.
Target eliminated.
I'm going to move backwards.
Location confirmed. How can I help?
Let's go ahead and fire.
I'm firing on the enemy.
Still doesn't exactly have a clue that I'm here.
Roger.
But moving down here, it will. Looks like we got an obstructed view.
Got it.
Target acquired.
I will be done. Affirmative.
Let's shoot him.
Punching all the buttons.
And the heat sinks are destroyed.
Cobra strikes. Watch my heat level.
Uh-oh. Gotta be careful about that. Those LRMs luckily are just there for like harassment weapons. And that looks like an SRM too that hit that. Yeah, it's actually an SRM 4, but it's got a lot of, but it definitely has a lot of definitely does have a lot of lasers on it though. Let's attack the grasshopper from on the side.
Here we go.
There goes a jump jet. So now I
Take that.
lost some mobility.
Take this.
There goes another.
When I shoot you, you'll take it and let.
Yes, Commander.
I live to serve.
They're definitely taking quite a. It's definitely taking quite a bit of a beating. But if we do try to move up here, we can cool down by turning off all the lasers. And it's not doing too well as far as sinks are. Cause I know it has a. I know it's got really good heat-seeking ability, but when you lose all your heat sinks like that, it's going to take a toll. Ah, come on there. You can shoot better than that. Ah, man, that that hurt. Yep, now it's overheating. That's gonna really hurt. No.
I'll break him in two. Ready for orders.
Alright, shoot him again.
Affirmative.
There we go.
Target's taken a critical hit.
Now this thing has lost half of its weapons. And now we will go hide down in the
Position confirmed.
little valley over here.
I've got your back. You brought this on yourself.
Now I'll go ahead and hide over here so we can stay out of sight.
Standing by. On my way.
Now it only has one weapon left.
Take that.
Waiting
And
for orders.
it's well, honestly, all I have to see is now you see me, now you don't.
Another hit like that and you're toast.
And the engine's destroyed. Yeah, you'd be really wise to try to cool down right now. But you made a dumb mistake by turning your back.
I copy.
And since you're very super thin in the back, we will ignore your cover bonus and we'll shoot you in the back.
That hit something good. Talk to me.
Yeah, that's something great. And I will jump over here and obliterate you.
Affirmative.
And down you go.
That was a critical hit, lad.
And he's smoking too,
Orders?
which is always great news. We'll fire everything but the small lasers.
Target confirmed. I think things are going swimmingly. Don't you? What can I do?
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Alright, torso's destroyed and he's dead.
Should have run when you had the...
Definitely took some damage
Successful.
amongst that whole exchange there, but we definitely did much better than I thought. Gotta plug in my headset since the battery is now low. I'm actually probably going to give this to my little brother for Christmas because I don't like the comfort on here. Actually, it's supposed, believe it or not, it's actually designed for a PlayStation 4 Pro and not a computer, but I somehow, but I do use it there, and I don't like the sound quality of it. Okay, we got 152,000. We definitely have taken quite a bit of a beating with our light mech. But we will definitely grab all 3 pieces of our grasshopper. So don't be fooled by its whispering name. The grasshopper is the killer that specializes in hunting down light and medium mechs. Its superb jump ability and good armor allows it to get behind foes easily, bringing all of its energy weapons to bear. Of course, we get power armor. We've actually gotten a medium laser out of that one too. The best way to win a one-on-one fight is to be the third to arrive. Amended, it's only too many troops if you can't pay them. Alright. It's going to take 13 days to repair the whole lance that we just got into a little skirmish with. But at least now we're now liked with the Federated Suns. Now if we go to the store as a result of this, we won't actually be repairing as much. Here's actually a Black Knight I was telling you about earlier. Usually this stuff isn't that good as far as heat managements go. But it's definitely awesome. Because it will actually, because it brings a lot of pulses to the fight. This Black Knight 9K NT is essentially a Roguetech upgrade to the 6th variant, replacing most of its standard lasers with pulse versions. and the standard PPC with an ER version. This variant comes with double heat sinks to manage the extra heat generated by these weapons. Unfortunately, I don't have. I mean, there's 10 of these available, and I don't have all that available to actually do too much about it. Alright, I gotta go check on my cat. Now this composite structure is actually pretty interesting because it will actually give you 50% less structure points, but it's half the weight. So basically, if you really want to lighten up your mech quite a bit, that'll be good. There's also a clan Indo Steel, which is actually really good, which is good because it actually only takes up about half of the structure that it would normally have. Here's a Gyro XL that we were actually talking about earlier. This will provide 40% stability threshold provided by the gyro, but it weighs about 30% less of one tenth of the chassis tonnage. So if you wanted to save on some weight, that would be the thing to go. Yeah, the small cockpit, which is actually one of those things you want to have. You might want to have in some of those lighter mechs. But until next time, I gotta go check on my cat now, because since he's going to be wrapping around. But until next time, I'm Crimson Thunder. Good night, everybody. Herky.